Thank you. Thank you so much for coming. Who was at the VIP charity dinner last night? There was definitely a few. Yeah, I shared some things about my defining moments that had really altered my life. And so I'm not going to repeat everything that I said last night, but I will share some. So sorry if I'm repeating some of this. But when I started preparing for this speech today, I had a ton of things written down. I was feverishly practicing for about, I don't know, maybe a month. And I woke up yesterday morning and I thought, you know, it just doesn't feel right. It felt canned, if you will, and I was like, you know, I'm just going to get rid of that. I'm just going to speak from the heart, because I feel like that when you have a message to share, if you speak from the heart, then that's when people really get it. So there have been a series of defining moments that have really shaped and altered my life that's helped me to become where I am. So I'm going to share a little about my background. I'm the creator of Thin Gloss. And Thin Gloss came to me as an idea about 7 years ago. And I'll talk a little bit more about that and how it works. But I was a single mom. I know Vicki was sharing that this morning. I got divorced. I never got any child support. And I was stuck with raising my 2 kids. In 1995, I moved to Indianapolis. I was working for a cosmetic company. And just started my journey of just basically starting my life over. And I vowed that I would have more for my kids one day, and I would figure out a way to do it. So I thought if I worked harder, that I would be able to, you know, make more money at my job working for this cosmetic company, and then I could buy my house. So one year I was working for this company and I worked really hard and I started gaining some momentum, and I mean, I had won several awards. I'd been featured in their newsletter, and it came time for the annual raise. I was going above and beyond. They were asking me to train other managers at other stores in the cosmetic department. I was like, oh yes, finally my raise. We sit down, and this was definitely one of the defining moments for me. I sat down in the chair from the HR manager, and she said, you've done just such a fabulous job. We just can't thank you enough we've had double-digit increases at the counter. You're the highest vendor, you know, that's ever been recorded in retail sales year over year, and you're just amazing. Thank you. We've done raises, and we're happy to share with you that your raise this year is 50 cents per hour. And I got a lump in my throat. I couldn't swallow, and I was like, it was like a letdown. And I thought, 50 cents per hour. And I looked away because I started tearing up a little bit, and I just kind of tried to blink it off. And she said, is there something wrong? When normal raises are 25 cents an hour, and we gave you the surplus, 50 cents. I swallowed as hard as I could to get that lump out of my throat. My voice was cracking, and I said, I'll never be able to afford to buy a house for me and my kids on this. I was just devastated because I knew that I had to do something different. So I started searching. So my next defining moment was I got my big break selling real estate. And I switched careers totally. I thought, gosh, if I could be #1 in sales and selling lipstick, I could do it in selling real estate. So in 2006, I sold 82 homes. I won Salesperson of the Year for a builder that's here locally. And in 1 month, I sold 22 homes. I could not believe it. I was so excited. I had enough money to pay my bills. Finally, I got my Mercedes-Benz I'd always wanted. I built my dream home, and I felt like I was just really gaining some momentum until June of 2006. Because what happened would be another defining moment in my life that really changed and altered the course of my life. My daughter was in a severe car accident, and the sales manager called me in and he said, hi, I know that your daughter was in that accident, and we certainly sympathize with you. And if you need to take some time off, please do so. We can't guarantee we can hold your spot, but we need to move things forward. And I just sat back and I thought, whoa, I am really that indispensable. And I said, can you give me, I thought to my mind, can you just cut me some slack just for a minute? Let me just take this in. I had just sold 82 homes. Can I have a minute? And it was in that moment that I knew it was time. I had already had the idea for Thin Gloss that happened 7 years ago. So I decided that I was I choose to play big in life. So 2 months later, I launched my company, ExpressFX Cosmetics, in the fall, in October of 2006. Today, Thin Gloss is sold in about 60 stores in the United States. It's sold in stores in Tokyo, Japan. It's been featured in the Indianapolis Star newspaper, Us Weekly magazine, NBC television, Fox News, Fox Business Network, and many others. And I'm so grateful for it. I'm just so humbled by it, everything that's happened. There was another time that this whole journey of being an entrepreneur, I decided, you know, maybe I should document this and share it with others, because there's so much that I'm learning. I mean, everything is unfolding. Who here is a business owner? Almost everyone. Well, what I've learned is what you plan for, it's usually different, or maybe not at all. So you think you're going down one path and then it goes like this. And you're going like this and it doesn't stop.